Thank you for liking my dress. Let's try on some more, and I hope you stay for some Black girl fashion history. I want to share with you Elizabeth Hobbs Keckley. She is most famous for working with the First Lady of Abraham Lincoln, Mary Todd Lincoln. Well, Elizabeth was enslaved for 30 years, and the family that she was enslaved to ended up moving to St. Louis, which is where I'm from. And eventually the family got into financial troubles, so they started hiring out Elizabeth to make dresses for women in St. Louis. And she was so good at making and designing these dresses that she became really popular among prominent ladies in St. Louis. And you know, she started making that money. She ended up saving it so that she could buy her freedom. So after buying her freedom, she and her son moved to Washington, D.C. so that she could expand her business. And expanding it was. Because then pretty soon, a friend of Mary Todd Lincoln recommended Elizabeth to her. And so Elizabeth hired her to start making dresses for her, garments for her and her family, whatnot. So after the Civil War and when Lincoln got assassinated, Mary Todd Lincoln decided to start selling all of her dresses away. For some reason, this was like a very public scandal because it wasn't handled properly. And so to defend her, Elizabeth Hobbs Keckley wrote a memoir. And so once this memoir was released, the memoir got flamed. Basically because in her memoir, to defend the First Lady in this public scandal, she posted their private conversations and what they would talk about in their friendship. And people really didn't like this because the lines between race and class were being crossed of a Black woman really having a friendship with a white woman, you know, all that nonsense. And it caused so much criticism that Mary Todd Lincoln ended her friendship with Elizabeth Hobbs Keckley. But in her life, Elizabeth Hobbs Keckley was responsible for very famous looks for Mary Todd Lincoln, and she did a lot of work to support newly freed, formerly enslaved people. And you see, I really like this story because I hate when celebrities buy stuff and people are in the comments like, oh, you dressing like a slave, why your outfit look like slavery outfit? Because I'm sitting here who do you think was designing and sewing all of the rich white people's clothes? Black women. Ha! So if you're interested in more Black fashion, you can actually read about some more in my book, Black History is Your History. There's fashion designers in here, scientists, actors, writers, authors. So you can pre-order it now. It's out October 14th. You can find the link in my bio or go to Barnes & Noble. Black History is Your History.